It's a beautiful day in the woods today, a beautiful day for the woodlands. Won't you be? I can't even sing it.
Play the jingle.
Hello there. Welcome to our camp. This is where we're at in the RV park. If you look over here, we have various Christmas decorations set up. 'Tis the season. This is kind of how we like to do things at an RV park. But I don't want to talk to you about our Christmas setup today. We're going to be talking about this, the Winnebago. This is our home. This is where we live. We live here. Our home moves. It's not a new concept, but it is new to us. And this is not new, but it is also new to us. This is a 1994 Winnebago Brave. If you'll pan down the side and show them its gloriousness. She is a pig. She's a big old girl. 29 feet. 29 feet. It's not the biggest one, but it's about roughly, I don't know, inside 100 square feet or so. That's from tip to tail. But anyway, it was quite the change, to say the least, to move from our home in Texas to this. This was always supposed to be a temporary setup. We're not nomadic. We don't want to live the RV life. We don't want to let's go RVing. We want to be grounded in homesteading. But this was a temporary measure to give us somewhere to stay while we are preparing our land for that. So I kind of just want to go around the outside and kind of talk about different things that I've done. And kind of explain the setup. RVs by nature are interesting. How they did things in the 90s may be a little different from how we do things now. They weren't very safe. They just weren't. They didn't care. They were just like, load it up, put it on there, and let's go. We have done a couple things, a couple of quality of life things to ensure that we're safer, it's more efficient, and is more kind of automated and hassle-free. But we'll get to all that stuff later. What I want to do now is kind of show you all the compartments, what's going on here, the small things I've done to the outside, and kind of explain to you the stuff that I've had to learn in my time as a mobile home owner. All right, so come this way. This is the front, if you'll look at it. Winnebago Brave, 1994. The very first thing I did was replace these. These were filled with water, and ever since I replaced them, they've never worked. I have no idea why. Luckily, we don't move very much at night. I think we've only had to do it one time. It was terrifying. But these are brand new. And it's probably just an issue with figuring out a wiring thing. It's not like a huge deal, but it is a deal, because if we ever want to drive at night, I eventually have to get that fixed. I don't have the key, but this is the front housing part of the motor. So in here is things like the radiator, the fuse box, the lights, general fluid things. The actual engine is only accessible from the inside. So we'll show you that on the next video. This is going to be a two-part, but this is the front, okay? And on the front is the bumper. And this piece, you'll notice, is pristine white. That's because I fixed it. When we first got the Winnebago, this was not here. This was in the floorboard in the inside, and it was cracked from here down in the middle and here, okay? And I fixed it. I tried my best. I'm not by any means an automotive body repair person. I have no idea what I'm doing to this day with life in general, finances included. But that was something that I did while we were waiting at our first RV park, using a two-part epoxy called Bondo, and it is still holding up to this day. If you don't like focus on it, you would never, I don't think people would notice. So it is white. I mean, it's white. It's not the eggshell color, but little thing like that, fixing it, it really does. Like when it's not there, you notice it huge, but when it is there, you know, it just kind of looks like the whole package. Okay, so that's one of the very first things that I did. So that's that. Now, RV wheels are expensive. They're heavy duty. They're made to carry weight. They're made to carry a load. Before we even left Texas, when we first got it, we picked it up from the land it was sitting on, and we immediately took it and got new tires. We drove it on the original tires a pretty good ways. Very, very unsafe. I don't even think all of them had air. And we took it to Warrior Tire out there in, gosh, where was that? Sherman?
Van Alstyne, Sherman.
Van Alstyne, Sherman. And he hooked us up with 6 new tires, because there's dually tires in the back and then this. And brand new, very nice heavy duty tires. All right, moving on. So this compartment here is a firebox. I don't know if you can see. There's fire brick on the inside. I keep all the flammables in there, because if it exploded, it would be contained because of the firebox. Obviously not, but you know, it is fire retardant material, so if anything ever broke out, I put all the propane and stuff in there, and then I cover it with that blanket you saw, and then keep our little propane canister guy in there as well, just as a safety measure. Okay, and speaking of propane and propane accessories, this is our propane. She don't like propane, and the reason why, this is turned off. I don't, we don't use propane. Long story short, the Winnebago had a rodent friend move in, and he kind of went crazy. I was recording in my pocket the whole time. Holy moly. He kind of made himself at home. He chewed on some things and had some wire dinners. And I wasn't sure if any of the wiring or piping that is used for the liquid propane system was damaged, so I just turned it off. I don't think any of it was, because when I first drove the Winnebago, I had the back heater on the whole time. It got very hot. We didn't know why. That whole heater system runs off of that liquid propane, and it was fine, but I still just didn't trust it. So I turned it off, and that thing is filled with liquid propane and propane accessories. Which is actually kind of expensive, so I will find use for the propane someday. We do have little propane things we have. We have a buddy heater, and there's lanterns and cook things with it. We don't have any of that stuff yet, but we will make good use of this liquid propane, or we'll give it away because we're cool if we end up not using it. So it does have a liquid propane system which powers the heater, the stove, a liquid propane cooled refrigerator which is no longer in there, and the hot water heater which is also no longer in there. And we'll talk about that when we get around there. Okay, and this compartment is trash bags. No, it's the radio. Old school radio, AM, FM radio with a CD player. Some of you kids aren't going to remember what that is. It probably works. I don't know how to make it work. It is integrated with the engine wiring. These outlets work, but we never actually used it for the radio. I've just put a Bluetooth speaker in there and kind of turned it on, and then we use this for doggy poop baggies and our heavy duty black trash bags. So
It's not staying. Here, just hand me the trash bags.
Truth will out. Look. All right. So there's that. Now in here, don't do it. In here, keep my shoes. You know, we get muddy. Observe. 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 Camera lady. You gotta focus on me. I'm the subject.
It all was in the frame already.
This is the money maker.
It was already.
Oh, was it?
It was already in the frame.
I gotta stop looking at that camera.
Yeah.
We get along great, folks. All right, so here's the shoes. Here's my shoes. I keep my shoes here because it's muddy, and then it rains, and we've left them out here, and then they just get wet, and then it's no good. And then I've got various other chemicals for maintenance, oil, kitty litter, bug spray, charcoal lighter. Someday gonna make use of that, and then some other various chemicals and stuff. It's kind of a catch-all. My goal was to use it as like an outdoor closet, so we have a place to keep our shoes dry, and that way we don't have to track mud into the RV, because in such a small space the floor gets dirty very quick. Amen. Let's move on. Back here you'll have the water reservoir. It is kept under lock and key. It's just to make sure that none of the locals get into it. And by locals I mean raccoons and rats and snakes, things like that. But also, you know, I think it's good to keep your water reservoir safe. That's where that is. It houses a very large water tank that sits under the bed in the bedroom, as well as a sump and different various plumbing things in order for the onboard water system to function off of the water line, which is running right here. This is the water line. It runs out there, where I have wrapped the water filter lovingly with an ice chest. Pretty proud of that. Those water filters can get cold, freeze, and bust, but I found that wrapping a old soft ice chest around it will keep it nice and warm, and we've had that bad boy on there in 20-degree weather so far, and it's done just fine. So no busting and no freezing yet. Let's keep that safe. All right, now let's go around to the other side. This is storage here. It is a mess, so I won't show you that. Ladder to get on the roof. I've done some stuff up there, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Right here is our water reservoir. No, this is our outdoor shower, which I have a habit of turning on and letting it run inside here. That's why there's water in here. Luckily, this whole compartment is its own thing. It does not connect with anything else, and it's pretty much contained here. So it's not damaged, and this is actually metal, so scoop the water out and let it dry out. It should be fine. And I got to stop doing that because I've done this several times now. You know, whatever. But all that to say, this is the compartment that sits underneath our beds, and it's a great storage thing, and it has an outdoor shower, which is great for hosing off your boots, or if you've been in the woods like I have for a while, you know, you need to hose off the woods because you'll get poison ivy or poison sumac or whatever it is out there that gives me rashes. You know, helps you get it off and get it out into the water, into the woods where it belongs, and not inside where you can spread it around and continue to get rashes for months. All right, does that look turned off to you?
I think it's opposite is what.
Everything's turned off.
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Here's a little storage container. I actually did a little bit of repairs on this, but it's messed up again. It's just an empty storage box, you know. You can keep stuff in there, maybe like a extension cord or something. This is our poop tank. This water running down is actually from up top. It has nothing to do with this. This is all pretty good. This valve does need to be replaced, but the way this works is, or supposed to work, is you hook your stinky slinky up to this, or you take this off and then you put your stinky slinky on, and then you release these valves. Well, one of these doesn't work. Oh, never mind. I think I just figured out the problem. There's a third valve back here. I'm not even kidding you. And now it's closed. Oh my God.
The whole time we've been getting poop on us.
Oh my God. No, it's not poop. It's gray water. There's 2 gray water tanks, and the third valve is back there. I can't believe that.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Praise the Lord, you learn something every day.
Yes. Basically what I was doing was taking this off and putting the stinky slinky on while gray water was pouring
as fast as you could.
Yeah.
To get as least amount.
But I can't believe that. My mind is blown.
What?
Never stop learning. You hook the hose up, you release the valves, all the water comes out and safely into the sewage tank. I can't believe that. So now we won't have to worry about that. Those valves keep everything locked up into the tanks and the pipe holding. So that is sewage and wastewater 101. All right. Moving on. Now, what kind of time are we at?
18:44.
18?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a long one. All right.
Moving on.
This compartment houses the Onboard Onan 5,000 watt generator. This is a gasoline generator which runs off of gas from the gas tank, which is 75 gallons. It's a big boy. This does work. Turns on. I could turn it on, but you're not really supposed to turn it on with shore power hooked up. It works. Only problem is I can't get this to actually power anything the way it's supposed to. It may need to be remagnetized or whatever, but it does work. It could also have some wire damage from our rodent friends. But this is the onboard generator. And so this is the thing that I'm talking about, like in the 90s, when it comes down to safety. When we turn this on, you can smell it. You get fumes.
It's
inside.
awful.
It is like the fumes are real. And I don't know if people just back then were just walking around in that and just like cool with it. But I'm not cool with that. That is very unsafe. In fact, it gives me a headache and it causes problems. And also, it's a generator. It's loud. I mean, it's loud. It would light up the whole park with its hum, even with the door shut and everything. So, but it is a great thing to have a generator on board. If I ever got it to work, it would be awesome. But we have another generator that we keep at our property, and it is new, it's efficient, and we use that one. So if anybody has any suggestions actually about how to get this, I've tried everything that I know how to do. I've changed the fuel line, changed this, messed with the breakers on the side. It still won't get power to there, and we were going to rely on that pretty big time because it runs the air conditioners in the summer when you're driving. When you're not driving, this thing gets hot. I mean, it's a sweaty pig. But that's the onboard generator. It is awesome. It's from the 1990s as well. 5,000 watt, which is actually a pretty good number for such a small generator. And shout out to Onan. Okay, moving on. I keep all my tools in here. It's like my workshop. I would show you, but I've already taken all my tools out, and I have plans for this. I want to utilize this space to show how you can have like a compact, more field ready tool shop, and you don't have to have some gigantic major thing. Roughly, there are things that will just not fit in here. There are things that can fit in here, but you have to be selective and kind of play Tetris with it. The goal is to have pegboard in there, hang my stuff on it, keep power tools, air compressor, pneumatics, all that good stuff in there. And that way we could utilize the shipping container for its intended purpose, which was to store all of our stuff in. So we still have storage. We still have a storage facility where we keep all of our stuff from our house, and it's expensive. So this was the hot water heater access. I have flex taped it in light of the recent cold snap we have. This is not a permanent setup, but it does keep the drafting down, and it is screwed on there. I mean, it's painless, it's on there for good. But behind it used to be the hot water heater, which was once again liquid propane. I ripped it out aggressively and put in there an electric water heater because it's safer, and also it's more convenient. The liquid propane water heater is 2.5 gallons. This one's 2.5 gallons. Liquid propane water heater takes probably a good 2 hours to warm up water. This takes 15 minutes. You can get a pretty good shower in if you turn off the water in between lathering. You can't just have it running the whole time, or it will go cold very quickly.
In the summer, it was perfect.
In summer is great. It lasts longer. In the winter, you have to be a little more selective. So you have to, really get, the high points, which doesn't really work for me because I need to shower off the woods because I'll get rashes from Urshal, which is the chemical in poison ivy. But this has been a great thing. If I had to do it over again, probably spurge the extra $150 for a
Tankless.
Tankless.
At that point, they did not have it. We wanted hot water faster than we wanted to wait.
Also, another thing to consider while getting new appliances like this is amperage. The old girl can only take 30. It's enough power to run most of the RV. If we turn on all the heaters, the ice maker, the stove, it will blow the breaker. You have to be kind of selective with your amperage, and that's even if you had a 50 amp hookup. So you do have to be mindful of this and what the load can take. That breaker can blow, and then there's actually a breaker box on the inside which houses a converter, which converts, oh my god, AC to DC. Ride the lightning. But you have to be mindful of both breakers, and there's actually breakers on your generators if you didn't know that, and you have to be mindful of that because you can overload them as well. So that's all part of our next video though, which is infrastructure, things that I've done to the inside, which is far more than what I've done to the outside. Electricals, plumbing, motor stuff, fuse box. Chastity has done painting, she's redecorated, she's hung stuff, there's glitter everywhere, there's glitter in the toilet, there's glitter in the shower. We eat and poop glitter. Biodegradable. But that will be in the next video on the inside, because to be quite honest with you, it's a train wreck in there. So all that to say, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for this time. If you made it all the way to the end, please subscribe, like the video, and we thank you for all the support that everybody's shown us so far. If you've shared this video, close family and friends, shared the last video, and other homesteading people that are commenting and talking to us, just thank you all so much for the support and the love. We have a lot of stuff going on.